All right, Algebra 2, Unit 1, Section 2, point slope form and slope intercept form. I'm a fan of slope intercept form. I like everything to be taken down to slope intercept form. It's easy to graph. You start on the intercept, you use the slope, you count up, you count over, you count up, you count over. It's real easy. But point slope form is usually what you're going to use to make the equation. You're going to take that and then you're going to simplify it down to slope intercept form. So our learning goal is we're going to be able to write and graph linear equations. Using point slope form, PSF is what I like to go short on, and slope intercept form, or SIF. Okay. Slope intercept form. Remember that slope is M and your intercept is usually B, and that is where it crosses the y-axis. The formula is y equals mx plus b, where m is slope and b is your y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. I've written it twice. Do you think it's important? It definitely is. When do you use this? Okay. When they give you the slope and the intercept. How do you know if they give you the intercept? Well, the intercept is going to be 0, comma, your b. Right? Whatever the y is, if x is 0, that's your intercept. So if they give you a parenthesis set, a coordinate set, and x is 0, the y is your intercept. Even if it's 0, 0, it means it goes through the origin. If x is 0, that's your intercept. Okay? That's when you're going to use this. They're either going to say intercept is this, or they're going to give you a coordinate and the x is 0. Now, point slope form. The formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And I'm going to do some underlining here. This spot, and this spot. Just like up here, this spot and this spot. Those are fill in the blanks. So if they give me, like in slope intercept form, if they give me the slope and the intercept, I write down y equals, I skip a blank, or I write a blank, and then I do x, and then I do a blank. Because whatever the b is, positive or negative, you include the sign, and you've got the whole equation. Same thing here. When I use point slope form, I do y minus blank equals blank times x minus blank. The y goes by the y, the x goes by the x, the slope goes in front of the parentheses. Okay. When do we use this one? 2 places. When you know a point, and when you know a point and slope, that's when, or when you know 2 points. Because we just learned if I have 2 points, I can figure out the slope. Then I've got 2 points and a slope, and I can pick either point and plug it into point slope form, and bam, I'm good to go. Okay? So, write an equation of the line with the given information in point intercept form. It's an interesting way that they say that. Not sure what point intercept form is, but if I look at my key, I know where they're going. They want point slope form. They want point slope form. They give you m, they give you the slope, they give you a point. That's how you know it's going to be point slope, and all they want you to go to is down to point slope form. So determine your value for m, y1, and x1. Well, m is 4. y1 is 5. x1 is 3. I don't ever look for those, okay? See how they have them in bold here, these little pieces? When I do this, I do y minus blank equals blank times x minus blank, and then I simplify. I plug in the pieces. The y's a 5, the m's a 4, the x was a 3. That's point slope form. It goes that easy. Okay? You don't have to simplify anything in point slope form unless you get some negative x or a negative y and you got negative negative and it goes into a positive. So write the equation of the line in point slope form that goes through the points 0, 3, and 1, 1. What extra step do you need to start with? We need slope. So I'm going to start with the slope monster. Y on top, x on bottom. Y on top, x on bottom. 3 minus 1 is 2. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. So my slope's negative 2. Now I do y minus blank equals blank times x minus blank. I can pick either one. So I could do 3. The slope was negative 2. And then I put a 0 with it. And I'm done. Or y minus blank equals blank times x minus blank. I could put in the 1s. And then I do the negative 2. Either of those are true answers. You get 2 answers if you get 2 points to do point slope. Okay. Write the equation of the line in point slope form that goes through the points 4, negative 2, and 2, negative 4. Go ahead and pause, give it a try yourself, and then watch how it goes. All right, here we go. Slope monster, we need the slope first. Negative 2 on top, 4 on bottom, y on top, x on bottom. Negative 4 on top, 2 on bottom, y on top, negative, and x on bottom. Negative, negative goes positive. Negative 2 and 4 makes 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. We've got a slope of 1. So y minus something equals something times x minus something. I'm going to pick the first point first, negative 2. The slope is 1. Put in a 4. Goes positive. Bump, 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 bump. Or y minus blank equals blank times x minus blank. Say the mantra. Learn the pattern. Plug them in. Negative 4 this time. A 2 goes here and a 1 goes there. Boom, boom. And that one stays negative. So that just becomes plus 4. So it goes like this. Watch out for those double negatives. It does turn it into a positive. If you want to write it cleaner, you could. Y plus 4 equals 1 times x minus 2. That'd be fine. Same thing above. I'm good with the plus plus. All right. Using point slope to write slope intercept. If they don't give you the slope and an intercept, you can take point slope and simplify it down into slope intercept form. So we're going to go from y minus blank equals blank times x minus blank down to y equals mx plus b. So determine the values for y, my1, and x1. Okay, so that's x1, that's y1, and they said this was my m3. Okay. Rearrange the equation so that y is alone, and you get all the way down to mx plus b. We want to isolate down to slope-intercept form. So we're going to start with y minus blank equals blank times x minus blank. Plug in my y, 5. Plug in my x, 2. Plug in my m, 3. And then I'm going to work on simplifying. Y minus 5 equals, and I'm going to distribute here, 3x minus 2. And then I'm going to move my 5. So y equals 3x. Negative 2 plus 5 is going to be positive 3. Oh, look at that. Math wrong. Go back. I didn't distribute well, did I? Look at me. 3 times negative 2 is not negative 2. It's negative 6. And when we add 5 to that, we get y equals 3x minus 1. That's better. There we go. I usually trace my steps with the little drawing the line, and then I don't miss, but sometimes I do, but I like to check my answer. This is what you do with your homework. You go check the key, and you go, oh, I messed up. Oh, there it is. And you learn a step. I do the same thing, and I still do the same thing. I'm always learning. Write the equation of the lines in slope-intercept form that go through the given points. Okay? So, I'm going to let you pause, try these, come back, see how they work. Okay, here we go. First we need the slope. 1 on top, -4 on bottom, 2 on top, -2 on bottom. 1 minus 2 is -1. -4 plus 2 is -2. Bloom, bloom, gives me the 1/2 from a slope. Y minus something equals something times x minus something. I don't really think of it as 1, 2, like steps 1, 2, and 3. I just work the problem. Find the slope, 2-point slope. Okay, so I'm going to plug these in. Now this time it doesn't matter which point I take, and I'm not going to get 2 answers. I'm only going to get 1 answer because I'm going to simplify it. So I'm just going to work with the first one. 1 is here. I put a 1/2 there. And I'm going to put a, what was my x? -4 in there. Those go positive. Y minus 1 equals 1/2 times x is 1/2 x. 1/2 times 4, half of 4 is 2. Add 1. Y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Got to find the slope first. 6 on top, 1 on bottom, y on top, x on bottom. 3 and 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. 1 minus 3 is -2, so we got -3/2 for our slope. Y minus something equals something times x minus something. Pick a point. Let's do 6 and 1. -3/2. Gets a little interesting. Okay, we can deal with this. It's a fraction. It's not a problem. We're going to distribute. Y minus 6 equals -3/2x plus, because negative times negative makes positive, 3/2. And then we're going to add 6. Y equals -3/2x. Now we're going to be able to add these together. 6 is over 1. We want it to be over 4. So if we multiply 2 on top and 2 on bottom, so we get 12 halves. 3 halves and 12 halves makes 15 halves. Or 2 goes into 15 7 times and 1/2 left over. You could put 7.5 if you wanted to, but that's what it's going to end up being. And you get that no matter what. Okay, if you left it back here at the 15 halves, okay, if you just left it back right here, that'd be fine. 15 halves is the same thing as 7.5. It's the same thing as y equals -3/2 plus 7.5. Forgot my x though, just notice that. Make sure that's there. And that's what it takes. Slope-intercept form is going to be the most reduced version. It's also the easiest to graph, because whenever we graph it, the b at the back is where we start. So I'm going to look at this, y equals 1/2 x plus 3. I start at 3, and I go up 1/2. There, up 1/2. There. I could even go, if I made them both negative, right? Because 1/2 is the same thing as -1/2. I could go down 1, back 2. Down 1, back 2. And I get this nice, pretty line. Okay. That last little piece there, how is point slope form helpful when writing equations? It's helpful because even if you're given just 2 points and not a slope, you can find it. If you're given not an intercept, you can find the equation of a line. Okay. But any of your ideas or thoughts of why it's helpful, go ahead and put those down right there. And that's all of it. So good luck on the homework.